Hello and good evening from the greatest city in the world, New York City. What a gorgeous night here in the Big Apple. What a stage for such a special press conference. I cannot wait to get into all of this and more. Welcome inside the one and only Palladium Times Square. What a great venue this is. Just wrapped up an amazing boxing press conference, but now we are switching things up in a very interesting way. You know, a month ago, we were in Los Angeles for a historic press conference. We are back with some of those same faces, but we have now leveled up. We've got some new faces here today, and that's part of the reason why I am so excited to be here. Of course, we are just 31 days away now from a historic event. Never before has an MMA card aired live on the biggest streaming platform in the world. This one, Netflix, 325 million plus subscribers. But on May 16th, again, just 31 days from right here and now, that will all change. MVP, Most Valuable Promotions, presenting the very first mixed martial arts card ever on Netflix. We've had boxing events before, they've been great, but never MMA, which is near and dear to my heart. And you found out last month that it's going to be a dream fight in the main event. 5 rounds, 145 pounds, Trailblazer versus Pioneer, Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano, a fight that no one ever thought would happen. Certainly not in 2026. It's going down in 31 days. You also saw last month that it's Francis Ngannou versus Philipe Lins, the lineal MMA heavyweight champion of the world, returning to mixed martial arts. Le Prédateur, Francis Ngannou, against the streaking Philipe Lins. And we found out very recently, among a sea of other announcements, that it's the true BMF champ versus the king of violence, Nathan Diaz versus Mike Perry, also on this card. Those 6 fighters will be here today. They will be competing next month at the Intuit Dome in Inglewood, California, and tickets remain as of now. But they're moving fast. So go to Ticketmaster.com if you want to snap them up, if you want to be there. If you can't be there, again, Netflix is the place to be. 325 million subscribers will have access to this. No pay-per-view required. It is going to be absolute theater on May 16th in Cali. Now, I am going to introduce these fighters. I'm going to talk to these fighters. The media in attendance are going to talk to the fighters as well. It is going to be electric, but as I said, we're leveling it up. Some new faces are here, and so it is my absolute honor to welcome back to the world of MMA another trailblazer, another pioneer. This guy has been in the combat sports business for maybe 5 decades at this point. I don't want to age him. He's forever known as the babysitter to the stars. He is the incomparable Burt Watson. Please give a warm New York welcome to the one and only Burt Watson, everyone.
Yeah. Let me tell you something, baby. New York City's got the best and the loudest fans in the world. So MVP New York City, make some noise! Yeah! Oh, shit, now I know you can do better than that. Make some noise! Yeah! It don't get no bigger than this, baby. You have got coming to you the best fight you're ever going to see. We got Philipe Lins, Francis Ngannou. We got Nate Diaz, Mike Perry, Gina Carano, and Ronda Rousey. So when they get out here, baby, you shout them that you appreciate it. Let me hear you one more time. Make some noise! Yeah! All night long.
My man. Freaking legend. Every single fighter that has fought for the past 15 years or so knows that man. That voice means something to him. That makes me feel some sort of way. That takes me back to a time where MMA was very, very special. So great to have Burt Watson involved in this promotion. All right, now let us introduce the fighters. It is my distinct honor to do so. First, let us say hello to a veteran of Bellator. the UFC PFL tournament champion as well. This man is taking a big step up, but like I said, he is streaking. He's on a 4-fight winning streak heading into this fight, and he is looking to slay the giant. He is the pride of Brazil, Philipe Lins.
There you go. I was doing. Yeah.
Philipe Lins fired up, ready to go. Massive opportunity for him. And of course, his opponent is, as I said earlier, the lineal MMA heavyweight champion of the world. The baddest man on the planet. He represents Cameroon, France, Las Vegas, where he trains with his team as well. Oh my gosh, it's so great to be in the presence of Le Prédateur, Francis Ngannou. Great to see Francis in the house as well. I cannot wait to introduce these next two fighters, because we've seen these guys already, but we haven't seen these next two in the same vicinity at the same press conference, about to fight each other in 31 days' time. First, let's talk to the man who originates from Flint, Michigan, now training out of Florida. You know that he is one of the most colorful, eclectic, entertaining fighters in the history of MMA. He left the UFC several years ago and then really started to make a name for himself in the world of bare knuckle fighting. And in doing so, became the originator, the founder of the King of Violence title. He is still the reigning, defending King of Violence champion. He is the platinum one, Mike Perry.
Thank you. Let's go. Thank you, brother.
Great to see Mike Perry as well, and it is so very exciting to welcome our next guest, MMA royalty from one of the most beloved families in the history of mixed martial arts. What more can you say about this man? You know he hails from the 209. You know he hails from Stockton, California. You know he is often imitated, never duplicated. You know that people try to copy his style and his ideas. You know that he came up with the BMF title and, in my opinion, still holds that belt till this day. He is the originator of the BMF title. He is the real BMF. He is the one and only Nathan Diaz. I did it. I got it right. Come on now. Is this not surreal? Do you not have goosebumps up and down your spine? Look at these guys. And now let's talk to the headliners. Now let's say hello to the two ladies who will be making history again. They know a thing or two about making history.
Same thing.
Yes, sir. Thanks.
First lady that we're going to say hello to made history way back in the day, 2007. First female fight on premium cable. Then in 2009, part of the first women's main event for a major MMA organization. Then went and conquered Hollywood, did her thing there. But now, when we least expected it, is coming back to MMA to headline the very first card on Netflix. Again, the words pioneer and trailblazer and all those things, hero, all those things get thrown around. They apply to the one they call conviction. Please give a warm New York City welcome to the one and only Gina Carano. Thank you. So if you know your MMA history, and I know she doesn't like when people say this, but she started that run with the baton, with that torch. She was the first to really put women's MMA on the map. And then shortly thereafter, when she went and did her thing over in Hollywood. A new face came along, and she was submitting everyone on the regional scene, and then she went to Strikeforce, and she was doing it again. We had never seen anyone with a finisher quite like this one before. And then she forced the UFC to finally welcome the women to the octagon. And in 2013, in Anaheim, California, she made history, winning the first ever women's MMA fight to ever take place in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. And then she went on an incredible run. And then she went on to conquer the world of pro wrestling. And then she became a wife and a mom and did her thing. And then she brought this fight to Netflix. Please, everyone, say hello to the Olympic bronze medalist, to the former UFC women's bantamweight champion, to the former WWE champion, to the one and only, to the often imitated, never duplicated, I'll say it once again, Rowdy Ronda Rousey! Look at this. Take all the pictures, look at this. Look at these faces, look at these names. This is a massive, massive deal on a massive platform, historic stuff. And as a lot of you know in attendance, this card, top to bottom, is extremely deep and stacked. We'll get into that as the day rolls along, and evening as well. Ronda, I'll start with you. You were on fire last month at that press conference, and you've been on fire ever since. How has it been being a part of this promotion, sort of leading the charge and getting everyone to know about what you want to say and what you're doing for May 16th?
Well, it's actually been really fun coming back and realizing how much I love it. You know, press always seemed like such a chore before. And coming back to the last press conference, I was like, you know what? I'm really fucking good at this. This is really fun. And this is a really special event. This is something that's going to happen once in a lifetime in MMA. This is the beginning of something huge. And I'm just so grateful to everybody that's on the stage today that's willing to be a part of it.
Did you realize how much you missed this? Being in front of the public, talking about fighting, training, the whole thing, everything that goes into preparing for a real fight. Did you realize how much you missed this?
No, I didn't realize it at all until I was on stage telling people to go fuck themselves. I was like, man, I miss doing this. I've been watching a lot of Miss Rachel.
I thought you were going to say you didn't realize how much you missed talking to me as well, but we're working towards that. Gina, it's great to see you again. It really is great to see you again. And you have been on a roll as well with your promotion leading up to the fight. And so I'll ask you the same question. Did you realize how much you missed this as well? Because I feel like everything you've been saying has been so positive about the experience, about the road to this point. And so I kind of feel like you have the same sort of sentiment.
I feel like I get to do this again, but like the right way, with the right vibe, with an incredible opponent. Groundbreaking, and I feel real peace and excitement about it. So it's not anxiety, it's like excitement, and that's new for me.
Is there any sort of, okay, so you talk about the word anxiety, is there any sort of like nerves, because it's almost like you're starting your career all over again? It has been a while since you rode that bike. Do you feel like a debutante all over again, a rookie, or do you feel like someone who's just kind of getting back on the horse, so to speak?
No, I feel like I kind of feel like I snap back into it, and I keep on snapping back into where I was when I was fighting originally. So I feel like it wasn't too long ago, in a weird way. I don't know if anybody else feels that way. Like,
amazing.
I feel like I just fought, in a way.
It was just yesterday.
It was just,
yes.
Yeah, just yesterday.
A New York minute ago, as they say. Nathan, good to see you, my man. Good to talk to you. You represent the West Coast, but you get a lot of love on the East Coast, too. Are you streaming this?
Well, I am now, yeah.
Okay, all right. No, I saw it. You can tell people where to watch it as well. They're watching it on YouTube. Why did you make the decision to sign up for this card, to be a part of this, and to fight this man?
I thought it was a big opportunity, a good thing. Netflix's first MMA card, and then to be alongside these guys right here, the best of the best, especially the best of the free. We out here, and we got good opponents. Gina Carano, legend, Ronda Rousey, Francis, and then some really good fighters. It's honored to be on the card. I'm glad I'm here.
Wow. That's very kind of you. I don't know if you heard that, Nate, but a nice compliment from the crowd.
Weird. That's weird.
Nate, how do you feel about Mike Perry as an opponent?
What did he do to you?
Nate, how do you feel about Mike Perry as an opponent? His skills, the challenges that he brings to the table. I know you guys have respect for each other. We saw you at a DBX event talking to each other. It seemed like everything was good. How do you feel about what he brings to the table as a fighter?
Yeah, I got a big task on my hands. He's been doing great outside, and he's doing the biggest and the best things out here. He's whooped the most asses, and I got a worthy opponent and a big task at hand. I'm get ready for war.
Mike, good to see you again. I saw you like 3 hours ago. When I saw you 3 hours ago, you were not wearing that T-shirt, and so my eyesight isn't great, but I think that's Nick and Nate, right?
Yeah, man, it's them. You know, a lot of young guys grew up watching UFC, seeing this guy, Ultimate Fighter, and now the chance to fight him after everything I've proven, the king of violence, the bare knuckle fighting, the true pain games. Like, I'm here for the blood sport, and you know, it's tough with Ronda and Gina being so professional, and then Nate doing it too, and then, you know, we gotta talk some shit, hype it up, man. Me and Nate gonna be fucking bleeding all over the place. Hopefully more him than me.
So that shirt is a sign of respect, right?
Yeah, in a way, it's a sign of respect because so many of the fans appreciated that these guys showed a lot of us this way, and it's also, you know, kind of, depending on how it goes, you know, I'm kind of aiming it back at them.
How do you feel about that shirt, Nate?
It's a nice shirt.
Okay. I agree, by the way. It's pretty damn cool. Francis, good to see you again, my friend.
Good to see you.
Yes. I saw that you laughed when Nate said, you know, these are the free fighters. That seemed to have resonated with you. Can you tell us why?
Oh, it's the reality. Can you count how many fighters out there are free and can be in this sport? We were just talking about it. I'm like, okay, this is the opportunity that so many fighters would have liked to have, but which of them would be able to like take it if it was given to them, you know, because maybe they are stuck in a contract that for most they don't like. They are not fair treated. So just enjoy the ride. Enjoy the position that we are at.
Your challenge on May 16th is a very interesting one because every one of these fighters up until you know, they're Hall of Fame fighters, household names and whatnot. Philipe is almost like, you know, the mystery opponent, if you will. He may not have the resume or the accolades that they do, but very, very tough. Like I said, was on a winning streak when he left the UFC, PFL tournament champion. Do you feel like he's the one that could sneak up on you? Like, you really have to pay attention to this guy because maybe not everyone's talking about him and they all say, oh yeah, you're going to roll right through him, but he presents a lot of challenges as well.
Of course, he represents a lot of challenge. I think we did a lot of mistake thinking of fighter as a household name. You know, it's not about household name. There was a day that I wasn't a household name and I was still a dangerous fighter for any of my opponent. And then maybe they looked down to me because I wasn't a household name. And then the punishment for that didn't come straight away. So I don't want to do the same mistake. I know I think we are talking in the guy that he's more in a position to come after me than I'm in the position to go after him. So it's basically like my place, what I have. So, and I'm not willing to let him get that, you know. So it's kind of like a tricky thing, you know. People undermine the motivation, the purpose that someone will have to fight. The reason why somebody will fight, and then just think of the name. Name doesn't fight. People fight, at least fight. And I'm sure, like, he's been in the gym, training, even before this fight. He was training every day. So, yeah, I better be ready before find out about that household name.
Very well said. Philippe, you had a chance to be around Francis last month in LA, press conference, photo shoot the next day. It's a big guy. What type of read did you get on him? What type of vibe did you get from him?
Yeah, was a very good energy to face off Francis. He's an MMA giant. I respect him. But first of all, be in New York, Manhattan, Times Square, bring me great memories. In 2018, I became a heavyweight champion here, so it's amazing to be here again. And my next fight is going to be the most important fight of my MMA career. It's going to be the biggest opportunity I have in my hands to be the best version of myself every day, every training session, every week. Understanding better what I need to do to beat Francis Ngannou. All respect to him.
You need a gun.
And I'm excited, bro. I can't wait to be there. May 16, live on Netflix. Do my job. Show my talent again for everybody and put in a show for everybody around the world.
Obrigado, obrigado. Thank you. All right, I want to get the media involved as well. So there's a microphone right in the middle over here. You can line up. And I know you got questions for all 6 of these fighters, so please do line up. Let us know your name and where you are from as well.
Ike Feldman, Daily Mail. I want to start with Nate and then go to Mike. Nate, appreciate you very much. Just heard the excellent interview on Theo Vaughn with Chris Avila. Excellent stuff. Skill-wise, where do you feel in what areas that you're better than Mr. Platinum Mike Perry?
I think I'm better than everybody everywhere. Except for I can wrestle a little more, but that's cool.
Drop the mic, bro.
And Mike, since you fought in MMA, you've been just excelling in the boxing world, bare-knuckle boxing world.
Drop the mic.
Do you believe that you possess the power to stop the unstoppable?
Yeah, I believe I'm going to hit Nate like he's never been hit before. I understand he's very experienced, but I believe the way the momentum is rolling, the youth I have on my side, the speed and power I have, and the energy. So, you know, I'm looking to hit him harder than he's ever been hit, give him something he's never felt, and I think I'm better than everybody everywhere too. So, let's go.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much. All right, next up.
This is Katia Vega for Bro Bible. My question is for Nate and Mike Perry. First for Nate. Mike thrives in chaos, but you have paid your career living in it. So who actually owns that space when the things get ugly in the cage?
I mean, I understand the question.
So you're both known for knocking people out.
Yeah.
When things get, you know, tense and tight and in close quarters, who has the greater advantage as far as the knockout game is concerned? Hopefully I got that right.
Yes.
Yeah, he hits hard. He's got a lot of good knockouts, and better kill me.
Yeah.
My question for Mike. Nate fought for the BMF. You became the king of violence. So who's the real one?
I mean, May 16th, we're going to collab them. And one of us is going to walk away with both. I'm going to walk away with both. I'm the real BMF fight. That's what people called it. When this fight got signed, they were excited to see the fight that they didn't get. And now they're getting it. And I'm going to be all over this motherfucker like white on rice.
I can't wait to.
What was that?
No, I said I can't wait to see them.
Yes, I think we all agree. By the way, the BMF title, you know, came from you. You remember when you fought Anthony Pettis, the King of Violence. Is there another title, perhaps, on the line here between you two?
RNS.
What does that stand for?
Real shit, bro. Real shit.
All right. New belt on the line. Put it on the marquee. Go ahead.
Brian Mahoney, Associated Press. You didn't know that?
No, I did not.
Gina and Ronda, since this has been announced, have you run into anyone or people saying, I didn't think I'd ever see you fight again, that was particularly, sort of meaningful to you, that, I'm glad they're interested in that I'm actually doing this again because, they might have missed me the first time or they just never thought they'd have a chance again?
I think I needed everybody to give up on me fighting again for me to know I was coming back to fight just for me. And I think that fighting became about everybody else. And that's what started to steal my joy from it. In my last 2 fights, I just didn't want to be there. And Gina's the one person that ignited that fire in me again to want to be there. And now I know it's just for me because everybody gave up on it.
Can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Just have you.
I was just listening.
Have you run into anyone who's kind of said, "This is so cool. I didn't think I'd ever see you fight again." That was interesting to you.
I mean, basically everyone. I think that just coming from the last couple of years were a bit tough, and to have my family look at me and say, "You look healthy again," and my mom was like, are you going to do this? And you have to make a decision, yes or no. And if you do it 100%. And, before I don't think a lot of people like to see me fight, but I think that, I've never felt more close to God than I am fighting. And I've never felt so myself because all of the impurities and all of the bullshit goes away. And you really have yourself in there to face your opponent. And so I missed this feeling, and I think the people that care about me know how precious this is to get back to myself after losing myself for so long.
Thank you.
Ronda, I did want to ask you, when the seeds for this fight started to get planted back in 2024, she's told that story, you have told it as well, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, Gina was in a much different health place, right? Are you
say that?
Are you impressed with how far she's come and dare I say how great she looks a month out?
I mean, you look absolutely incredible, and I'm trying to make it not look like I'm checking you out. I'm sizing you up, okay? I swear.
Same. Oh my gosh.
But I think, when I saw where she was at, I was 9 months pregnant and about to burst, and I think I said before, you lose your bodily identity at certain points in your life, and I saw that we were in a similar spot to be able to...
I just wasn't pregnant. That's a heavyweight.
No, we were going through it, and I had a friend of mine tell me, I think a mutual friend now, that he asked me, what's the best way to train for a marathon? He said, that's to sign up for a marathon.
Amen.
Yeah, and so I think we both needed this. We needed this goal, and I think it's the exact perfect time that it needed to happen. I'm glad it didn't work out before, because before it would have just been something to us, but now this means something to the entire industry.
And I wouldn't have pushed myself to the place I'm at right now without having said yes to this fight. And so the depths in my soul and my body, I mean, I wouldn't have pushed it this hard unless I had this insane opponent gunning for me. And so your Instagram videos really are inspiring. I'm like, okay, I'm purposely not putting anything out there because I don't want to get you anything to look at.
I'm trying to flood the zone to know what to prepare for. But you're welcome, everybody. She looks that hot because of me, so don't forget it.
And by the way, thanks for unblocking me on Instagram, speaking of Instagram.
Oh, yeah,
Earlier today, breaking news, everyone.
Yeah, I unblocked him.
Finally, 2 years later, or maybe even more, 5. Go ahead, sir.
Karan Bhatia, congratulations to everyone up here. Ariel, congrats for being unblocked. That's great, man.
Thank you.
Question for Ronda Rousey. Ronda, you're obviously, you and Gina are such pioneers in the sport, and this huge platform now on Netflix. Before this, we had the press conference for Alicia Baumgardner versus Bomi Ray Shin. They're going to be headlining on ESPN for the launch of MVPW. So I'm just curious, your thoughts of women's fighting, where it is now, and how much more is there to evolve in women's fighting, and your thoughts overall?
Well, I think it's getting to a point where it's not it's not a novelty to have women headlining events. It's becoming commonplace, and hopefully it's so common that it doesn't even deserve a mention. And I think the ultimate goal is for women to have the same views and bring in the same revenue as the men, and to be able to be compensated the same as them as well.
Thank you. And thank you. One question for Francis Ngannou. Francis, we know that you've also stepped into the boxing ring. You had success against Tyson Fury, knocking him down. Tyson recently fought on Netflix and won. Do you ever hope to have that rematch with Tyson Fury? And if so, how do you feel like the rematch would play out?
Well, I've been hoping for that rematch for a long time. It's not happening, and if ever it's happened, I will be ready. That's all what I can say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go ahead, sir.
Marcos Paz, AB Boxing News. My first question is for Nate Diaz. Nate, Mike's made it very clear that it's going to be a bloodbath type of fight. Can you talk to us and explain why he's the perfect dance partner, if at all, for that type of fight? That's the first question. And then my second question is going to be for Ronda and for Gina.
Yeah, I think he called for a good fight. He's a real fighter. He comes, he's aggressive. He tries to finish, tries to take people out, and I do the same. I think that's what you get with that fight.
Okay. Second question. This is for Ronda and for Gina as well. You both have stated that this time around you guys are doing it for yourselves. It seems like a story of redemption. If Ronda could go first. And the second question, the second part of the question is, what does fighting on MVP and Netflix do for both of your careers in comparison to the past experiences you guys have had in your careers?
I think that that fighting for MVP and on Netflix, it makes this fight bigger than us. And it's a game changer for the entire industry. And I think that everything's going to be different for all of the fighters after this. This is an experiment that Netflix is undertaking. And I think that we're going to outperform every single expectation on this card. And I think that UFC is going to have somebody have to bid against in the future. And the fighters are actually going to have some bargaining power. And this is part of us taking our power back.
There you go. And the second part is the same thing for Gina as well.
Just repeat it for me.
Oh, okay, yeah. It's a story of redemption, so to speak, because you guys are saying you guys are doing it for yourselves now, not for everybody else. And the second part of the question was, what does fighting on MVP and Netflix do for your careers in comparison to the past?
I mean, as far as the redemption, sitting up here with, I mean, I became more of a fan of fighters than I became after I gave up fighting. Like 5 years ago, I was like, okay, I'll probably never fight again. And so I got really into, watching the fights and getting all giddy and like getting actually nervous around fighters more than like actors I've been across. And so I became a genuine fan. So for me to be able to sit up here with, these incredible fighters is huge. But also to face that in myself and kind of round out my story in MMA as well. A lot of people only know me as an actor. And then they find out I'm a fighter, and Ronda's been so gracious to reintroduce me to the world. And people are like looking at my fights now like, oh, she fought? So it's really cool to have that recognized. So that's very cool, and I think that you're going to see the best of me. I really feel you're going to see the best version of me.
Thank you. I want to ask Ronda 2 quick follow-ups, if I could. You were asked about the women's boxing event happening on Friday. To his credit, every time I heard Nikisa Badarian talk about that, he would always give credit to you, long before any of this was ever in the works. And I know you guys worked together back in the old UFC days. Did you notice that, and is that part of the reason why you felt like this was the right move for you to team up with him and Jake Paul?
I mean, it wasn't just because he was saying nice things about me. No, I think it was actually because of the Mike Tyson and Jake Paul fight. And I saw Mike Tyson had something still that everybody misses, even at 60. And they put on the most viewed combat sports event of all time. And I knew that me and Gina bring something to the table that people miss. And it would be a huge success. It wouldn't be, nostalgia bait or a cash grab. It's something that a vacuum has been left. And I think we need to remind all of the women and everybody in the sport to not just be comfortable with their place. And you need to demand your space and demand your opportunities and try to aim for more. I think everyone's content with what they have. And seeing what MVP was doing and showing people that they can do more than what's being done, they have the same mindset that we do, and they were obviously the perfect partners.
Also, I'd be remiss if I don't ask you, I saw a podcast recently, Death Row MMA, hosted by Jorge Masvidal, and Kayla Harrison was on. And she was asked about this fight and was quite dismissive of the fight. And I believe she referred to you as, quote, and I love Kayla and I love Jorge as well, but she did call you irrelevant. And so I was wondering if you saw those comments and what you had to say about them.
How are you going to talk about someone being relevant when all you've done is talk about her your entire career?
Me or her?
Kayla.
Okay, gotcha. I just want to make sure. But I wanted to give you a chance to respond.
Oh, me irrelevant or Gina irrelevant?
Both of us. I think she just dismissed me, but she called you irrelevant. And I was like, but you've been talking about Ronda your entire career. So, I mean, obviously that's not very irrelevant.
Right. Well, I mean, well, Gina is so relevant that she's the whole reason that the 145-pound division even exists. And I am so relevant that the only reason she has a job at the UFC is because of me. And Kayla is so irrelevant that she couldn't even keep the 145-pound division around. And honestly, she's just sour because no matter what she does or what she accomplishes, she can't change the fact that she has the charisma of a wet towel and will always be in me and Gina's shadow. So the next time she wants to talk shit, she should look down at her feet and consider who paved the road that she's walking on. Oh wait, she can't look down at her feet because she's too busy holding on to the belt and a neck brace. And then she goes on and says that I lied about training in judo in Canada in like 2006. Like, what the fuck are you to call me a liar, okay? I was training there for 5 months. Bitch, you weren't even there, okay? Over the last decade and a half of being a public figure, I have cultivated a reputation for being unabashedly truthful. This bitch just got here and was already caught in a lie. What did she say after she won the belt? She said, oh, I'm never going to say anything bad about Ronda. She took care of me when I was broke in Japan and bought me groceries. How about you shut the fuck up and eat your groceries? And her and Hunter trying to act like her next upcoming fight is the biggest women's fight of all time. Then why is it being booked as a co-main for a men's interim title fight? Okay? The bitch isn't even bigger than Patty the Baddie. No offense to Patty. I think he's got more potential than anybody in the UFC, and he should call me when his contract runs out. But here's another contradiction that I think is a fucking kicker, is if she thinks that her fight is the biggest women's fight of all time, why is she getting paid less now than I was 10 years ago? So riddle me this, bitch. Are you overvalued or are you underpaid? And what really pisses me off more than anything else, yeah, I'm not fucking done, is how small she thinks. This is not just the biggest women's fight of all time. This is the biggest MMA fight of all time. It's going to get the most views on the biggest platform, on a card with the biggest stars, and it was all assembled by and will be headlined by 2 women who dare to dream big. And this dream is going to bring more opportunities and greater revenue share to fighters than they've ever had before, because this fight is bigger than just me and Gina, and it's bigger than anybody on this stage. It represents an unstoppable force of change in this industry, spearheaded by the fighters themselves. Bet your fucking ass this is the biggest MMA fight of all time, bar none.
Okay, done. Let's go.
I'm just putting more to say.
Okay.
Holy smokes. You're welcome if I started this. Wow. Well done.
Was I spitting that?
But no,
No, you weren't.
You really
I would say, they say this at pro wrestling events, you still got it. I think that's a you still got it moment. You still got it, Ronda.
Thank you. I did learn something about pro wrestling. Thanks.
Speaking of chanting, by the way, not trying to embarrass anyone, but I do believe tomorrow is a very special day. Birthday?
Yes.
Birthday, Nate. Can we get a happy birthday for Gina and Nate, both born on April 16th? Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Nate and Gina. Happy birthday to you. Yeah. I won't say your ages. 24? I won't say your ages. Much love, much love. That came from a place
How
of
old are
love,
you now,
Nate.
Nate? 42?
41.
41.
Happy birthday, Gina.
Don't ask me. What?
What was that, Nate?
I said happy birthday.
Happy birthday, birthday twin.
Amazing. Look at this. Look how we changed. All right, go ahead, sir.
David Potter with Fight We're Live, and happy 25th birthday to you, Gina. No problem. So this question's for Ronda and Gina. And by the way, thank you so much for coming back to the sport, and thank you very much for competing. Ronda, when you were speaking at the press conference, you spoke so many truths. Right now, the current status quo, and you guys have disrupted status quos for your entire career. Higher ticket prices for fans, screwing over fighters as far as fighters pay, all of that nonsense. What does this fight mean to you guys as far as creating a new status quo and creating a new normal?
I think it's really important that we raise the ceiling, but also that we raise the floor. And one thing that I'm really proud of in this fight is the absolute minimum that anybody will walk away with, even if they don't have like a big, long record, and even if they lose, is $40,000. And if you fight 3 times in a year, that is much more than a living wage, and that is something that the UFC cannot say. And I hope that everybody sitting here today is getting the biggest payday of their career. And, well, maybe not for you. Maybe you've done better before. But in MMA, hopefully, not against Conor McGregor. And I hope that after this event, we can keep raising that ceiling higher and higher and higher until it is on par with the highest level boxers, because that is really where the holy grail, I think, for us is, and this is just the beginning.
For you, Gina?
Well, I was headlining with Cyborg, and I got paid $120,000, and I was like, woo!
Oh, nice.
My first professional fight, I got paid $1,000, which, you know, amazing. To see how far the sport has come, and Ronda just like knocked a bunch of those doors down. But then to be sharing this, a new, you know, door together. I knocked some doors down, she knocked some doors down, and now we're knocking doors down. This door down together is just, I don't know, it's just magical.
I remember hearing that you got paid 6 figures to win a fight. I was like, she got paid 6 figures to fight. You know? And that was like my goal for the longest time. Like, man, one day I'll get paid 6 figures.
No, I had to do American Gladiators on the side so I could be like, you know.
Yeah, but it's a relay, you know. We just take it, we push it as far as we can, and the next person pushes it as far as they can. And hopefully through this event, we can inspire somebody else to push it even farther than we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Mr. Ngannou and Mr. Diaz, would you like to share with us what you guys are talking about over there? I'm curious.
No, I was just saying my first MMA fight was free.
Free?
Yeah.
What about you?
I get 2 tickets for €20.
Wow.
And it was a tournament.
You've come a long way. What about, do you remember yours?
500.
500 bones? Yeah. Not too bad.
I was rich that day.
What's that?
I was rich that day.
Yeah, you were. Yeah, you were. By the way, Nate, I'm always curious about your take on the industry and the sport right now. There are some fans sort of lamenting like they need a shot in the arm, and I think that's what this represents to a lot of people. How do you feel about the sport these days?
It's going good for me. I'm a broken record. I don't like to repeat myself. I started that shit years ago. I thought I was leading by example, by saying what it was, and nobody followed the lead, and I had to leave them behind. So,
do you feel like now people are following your lead?
No, they're doing what everybody's doing up here, but you know what I'm saying? Everyone wants to fucking be like, we need the union and all this fucking funny shit. I'm like, what was the union when I was fuck youing back in the day? I was getting raises with those fuck yous, so a little more fuck yous might get you paid.
Thank you for that. One more media question here, sir.
I don't like to talk about this shit. You gotta film me.
I feel you.
I think he has been a leader. He's just not admitting to it. And everybody on the stage is a leader because they took a stand and they said no and that they're worth more. And the reason why we're all here together is because all of you led the way in your own way.
Hey, you know how many raises I got for saying fuck you? More than doing what I was told. I said too much.
I don't know if everyone can get away with that. I think you have a special ability to do so, but it is a good life lesson. Go ahead, sir.
Greetings to all. My name is Andres Gomez with Cornerman Boxing, and my question is for Francis Ngannou. Champ, you competed in the prestigious heavyweight division against Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua. As a prize fighter and pugilist, what helped you grow the most? What lesson? And can we expect a knockout on May 16th?
What's the definition of prize fighter?
The definition of getting paid? Oh, you tell me.
No, you say it, so I want to understand properly to answer you.
Well, a pugilist, somebody that competes in combat sports and gets a prize, gets paid for it. You don't do it for free like you did the first bout, right?
No, but who does it for free? Because if somebody does it for free, then I will tell him to check himself, because something must be wrong with him.
But what did you learn as far as a combat sport combatant? What did you learn from that boxing experience that'll help you grow in the MMA?
Well, I think it's the same thing everywhere as an experience. You know, you cross over, you learn something, you start something someday, you learn from it, and then you keep growing. You know, tomorrow might be something else. I'm still learning something else today, maybe how to do some business. Life in general is just a matter of learning. You know, we keep learning, we keep improving, and then we keep... the good thing is that we lay on our past experience for whatever we are doing next. So yes, it does help me understanding better and also appreciate what I'm doing, you know. And the good thing about it is just like everybody here, I was doing it as a free man in the free position. So I think I enjoy it more as I'm enjoying this one now. I enjoy fighting now than I was enjoying my last few fights, you know, because now I'm in peace. I'm just here because I want to fight. I'm not here to fulfill something, to please somebody, because I need something. No, I'm just here because I want to do this. And then just like all those guys, which is the great position to be. And I wish so many other fighters can have the opportunity to put themselves in that position that when they only fight for the pleasure, but not for the pressure.
And can we expect a knockout in this next fight, or what do you think?
Well, to be honest, from my side, I'm working on it. Now, it's going to be two of us. It depends on what he's going to have in hand. We're going to figure it out, but that's my goal.
Thank you, Champ.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Philippe, I want to give you an opportunity, like I did a month ago, to say something to your fans in Brazil, who I know are excited about this opportunity for you, so you can say anything you want to them in Portuguese.
Português. Fala, meu pessoal do meu Brasil querido. Eu queria mandar abraço aí para vocês, por toda a torcida, por todas as mensagens que vocês têm mandado aí para mim. Muito obrigado de todo o coração. Queria fazer mais uma vez o convite de vocês estarem acompanhando esse grande evento, dia 16 de maio, ao vivo na Netflix, com essas grandes estrelas aqui. Eu, brasileiro, lutando, Júnior Cigano, Adriano Moraes também. A irmã de Poatã vai estar lutando também, então vamos fazer aquela torcida aí, vamos comparecer, assistindo todo mundo junto a esse evento para que a gente possa sair vitorioso e prestigiar esse grande evento.
Okay, so before you continue, so I need to mention that he's not the only one having fan in Brazil. I have a lot of fan in Brazil.
Okay.
A huge fan base. So I don't want to attribute that to only Philippe or something, you know. So I want to take the opportunity to thank all my fans in Brazil and Keep on going. I'm coming. I'm coming even at your fans. Your
Please,
country,
please, but you
everything.
have to talk to them
I'm
in
coming.
Portuguese. That's part of the deal.
What?
You speak to your fans in Brazil in Portuguese.
I'm working on it.
Okay, all right, fair enough. I don't speak Portuguese, but I understood a few of the things you said there. Some of the other names on this card, Robles de Spine against Junior dos Santos. What a great fight that is. Can't wait for the American debut of Saladin Parnas, the two-division champion who tried for a third. In unprecedented fashion over in KSW, coming over against, I think, a teammate of yours, Gina, Kenneth Cross. Big opportunity for him as well. The undercard is great. Mohamed Makayev against Adriano Moraes. Top to bottom, we got Chris Avila on the undercard as well. So it is a top to bottom, tremendous fight card. I want to give the final word to Mike Perry, if I can, because you're a late addition to the card, if you will. What version of Nate Diaz do you expect to see in 31 days' time?
Well, he sound pretty tough over there, saying I better fucking bring it. Shit. I'm gonna bring it. I mean, it's cool. We're here with Gina and Carano. Ronda really brought, when she started talking about, it's her against the industries. And it's really cool to be on this and be a part of that with people getting taken advantage of across business. But and they talked about the money, and I can't help but say that I thought, fuck the money. We gonna fucking get in the middle. That's where it's at. So that's my final thought. We get in the middle.
I appreciate that, Mike. Wow. Amazing stuff by all six of you. We're going to ask the fighters if they can go to their respective sides here. And in a matter of moments, we'll have them face off in front of you. Again, May 16th, live and exclusively on Netflix. Thank you so much, Ronda, Nathan, Francis, Gina, Mike, Philippe. Tremendous, tremendous stuff. And we are just 31 days away. Ticketmaster.com is the place that you could get tickets for this fight if you're in the Los Angeles area. Intuit Dome is the place to be, home of the LA Clippers. They've got a big one coming up tonight. And without further ado, let us call to the stage the man who put this whole shindig together. He is the CEO of Most Valuable Promotions and the co-founder of the promotion as well, Mr. Nikisa Badarian. He will face off the fighters right here and now in New York City as the road to May 16th is well underway and rapidly approaching. All right, let us start with the two men who are competing in a heavyweight bout. All three of these fights, by the way, 5-minute rounds. So championship stakes, if you will. Philipe Lins, Francis Ngannou facing off right here and now one more time. Let's go, guys. You talk about titles. This is for the lineal MMA heavyweight title. Francis never lost that belt. He picked up another along the way in the PFL. Now going up against Mr. Philipe Lins, who knows a thing or two about winning big fights. Won right here in New York City back in 2018, the PFL tournament, looking to shock the world on the 16th of May. All right. And now we say hello once again to the king of violence, to the bad mofo himself, Florida, California, Mike Perry, Nathan Diaz. Nate Diaz had to go to the bathroom. So we will get back to them in a moment, because I think the fans are owed that face-off. And so, Mike, I apologize for that. But how about this dude right here? How about the king of violence right here? How about the man who went to BKFC, won every single fight over there, did his thing, stepped up, fought Jake Paul, and now is returning to mixed martial arts to fight Nathan Diaz on this massive stage on May the 16th. He is on his way. He is on his way. I've done enough killing of time. Here's Nate Diaz. Give it up for the true BMF, Mr. Nathan Diaz. Nate Diaz, Mike Perry, who'd have thunk it? 2026, May 16th, Into It Dope. Are you kidding me? An incredible fight between two OGs who are allergic to boring fights. You've heard enough of me. Let me ask the pioneer, the man, the babysitter to the stars, Mr. Bert Watson, to call out the main event fighters right here and now. Come here, Bert.
Oh, you know we got this going, baby. Now it's time for the best in the world. It don't get no bigger than this. Guess what, ladies and gentlemen? We rollin'! Yeah! All night long, baby. Ronda Rousey! And Gina Carano! Yeah!
There they are one more time. Ronda Rousey, Gina Carano, May 16th. We'll bring out all the fighters one last time. Live and exclusively on Netflix, the biggest streaming platform in the world. A can't miss, historic mixed martial arts event, the very first in the history of Netflix. And it's not just these six, but this would be enough. A tremendous main card, a stacked and deep undercard as well. Aline Pereira, the sister of Alex Pereira, on it as well. A who's who. If you are a hardcore MMA fan, a casual, a lapsed fan, you know every single one of these and the entire card top to bottom. May 16th, live on Netflix. Get your tickets now. Into It Dope, Ticketmaster.com. Thank you so very much. Good night from New York.